on to this next clip.
There's more. After transgender and transracial, we got transabled. Yeah, this one's really messed up. Physically healthy people who feel they should have been born disabled. A man in Great Britain cut off his arm because he felt like an amputee. A woman in North Carolina poured drain cleaner in her eyes because she felt blind. Transgender, transracial, transabled. Guess what's next? A grown man posting an ad on Craigslist wanting a nanny because he identifies as a baby. You can't make this stuff up. Ridiculous? Perhaps, but who's to say anymore if that's how he feels? If a man can be a woman because he feels like one, if a white person can be a black person because she feels like one, if a healthy person can mutilate herself because she feels disabled, if a grown man can be a baby because he feels infantile, where does this end?
So that's how ridiculous things are getting. That's a testament to, speaking your truth. And your truth can be whatever it is that you decide is your truth. And if I put that label on it, if I put my truth, you have to accept it. You have to allow me to be whoever I am. And, the thing is, and she's right, where does it stop? It doesn't. Okay, and I know this. This is the way I take a stand on the issues today. I do talk about them on my show, on our show. But the way I take a stand as a man who identifies as a man, who was born as a man, I don't identify as a man. I was born a man, a male. I have the equipment of a male. You know how I take a stand on the bathroom issue? I use the bathroom assigned to my gender. That's it. And I just use that bathroom. That's where my stand comes in. There are many people who are taking all kinds of identifications and they're using them. And they're not using them for the sake of identifying with anything. It's just, you tell somebody they can do something. Now you can be whatever you want.
Well, the funny thing is, then they said gay marriage, slippery slope. Next, they're going to want to marry dogs. And you go, that's ridiculous. But in school systems, there are people who identify as dogs and cats. And the teachers have to allow them to communicate with each other and put litter boxes in the fucking bathroom. And I'm not making that up.
Wow. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I use that example when I begin to ask these questions. Where does this end? Okay. You're gonna have people who are gonna want to marry their goats, who are gonna want to marry their sheeps, okay, who are gonna say they have the right. Yeah. They're gonna say that they have the right to make love to their animal because they love their animal. If people are now allowed to bring their animal into a restaurant.
Look at the planes.
Okay. And who are you to determine what emotional support? Like what's my level of emotional support? So where does it stop?
I think that ties with your emotional stability. It's a very key indicator.
Now, if I remember this. Now, again, I am not anti-homosexuality, anti-LGBTQIA+. None of those things. I'm not anti. Our Constitution says, hey, you can do that. Do it. You got to identify as it. Where does it stop? I remember when the same-sex marriage issue began to start taking traction, right? And the thing was how do you have the right to declare what marriage is? Who are you to say that marriage is between man and a woman? Who are you to say that that was what marriage is? Okay, so now we push the envelope. Who are you to say that marriage is between two human beings?
Marriage as the government eyes is a sham anyway. It's just a tax.
Okay, so who are you? I'm gonna marry my goat. Okay.
Yeah.
And people are gonna be making love to their goat, and you are disgusting. If you tell me that I'm disgusting for wanting to do that with this is my right.
Well, but also the flip side of that is when someone else says, well, I'm marrying a goat, and a goat is another human being who identifies as a goat, and you say there's nothing mentally ill with that.
Right.
And if you do say there's mental illness with that, you are disgusting.
And you're making fun of people who really do have mental health issues because mental health is real.
Well, I don't think you're making fun of it. I think making fun of it's more healthy than ignoring it.
Okay.
Because at least if you're making fun of it, you're spotlighting it.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing some.
These people are ignoring it and promoting it.
Right. So it's like
allowing kids to go to the bathroom in a litter box in a school is dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous.